Hey guys, and welcome to an instructional video on how to make a prop. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make a SAW or LMG light machine gun prop. As you can see here, I have sawed out the wood. Saw, yeah. Anyways, here's a hole for the barrel, which is PVC, and another for the gas tube, which is PVC. And this is going to be mainly a prop specifically for movie making, not for convention or anything. It's supposed to be very strong and sturdy. So here is an RPG. I made this a long time ago. I couldn't even tell you when. And the lid has fallen off of it. Here's a drum. It goes in right here. So this was really just to make something I could use with a reloading effect, which does work. But because I made it to those standards, it's very fragile and it broke over the year, so no longer really useful for making movies with. That's why I'm going to make another light machine gun more closely based to the American light machine gun style, i.e. the SAW M249 or the M240 machine gun, that kind of style. So here it is. It's not going to have a reloading magazine. It's going to be fixed, and a fixed cocking handle as well, and that is so you can move around with it, drop it, and do anything you want with it in a movie without breaking it or the fear of any parts breaking off of it. So let's get to the video. First, saw out the wooden frame of the gun. Yeah, saw. Next, you want to cut out two pieces of PVC, a longer one for the barrel and a shorter one for the gas tube under the barrel to go into the gun. Glue those barrels into the holes you originally made at the front of the frame and tape them together with some duct tape and some hot glue just to be safe. Now it's time to make the ammo can. Cut out a piece of cardboard and fold it as shown here. Next, cut a section of cardboard out from a cereal box. At this point, we're going to be making the lid that goes on top of the gun and holds the bullets in place. So as you can see, cut out this section here and cut some fins in the side corner of each of the sides of this lid. Now when you fold those fins down and then roll over the cardboard on the side, you get this side lid, and we'll tape these fins in place so that it'll become solid. Here you can see what I mean. Next, drill a hole where the lid hinge is going to be. Now you may have noticed that lid was a bit wobbly, so I reinforced it with a piece of cardboard and left some at the top so that the hinge will fit in this area. Then do a test fit to make sure the hinge fits and works properly. Next, glue the hinge to the inside of the lid. Before installing the lid, cut out some tracks. This one here is for the belt feed, and this is so that the lid will sit flush with the rest of the frame. While looking through a bin with some old parts I'd made from discontinued props, I found this Thompson submachine gun foregrip, and I thought it'd look cool in the gun, so I sawed out a little channel and hot glued it to the base. And it definitely changes the character a lot, but I like it. Here's the finished machine gun, except for painting. I made a cardboard iron sight with a nail for a post. Refined the barrel position a bit. The lid still works, and now it's been cleaned up a bit. Here's the ghost ring sight at the back, so that when you line up the sight picture, you see something sort of like that. Now also the belt lid comes up, reveals this belt that I made out of some crayons and some tape for a belt. I'm going to paint these more. I just painted them a little flat black for now. And refine the ammo box a bit more, glued it a bit tighter, screwed in this bolt for the cocking handle. It does nothing, just for decoration, and made a trigger and trigger guard out of cardboard, and the trigger just goes back and forth. Here I painted the whole surface with some white latex primer in hopes that the surface will become smoother and easier to paint on in the future. So next I sanded down the primer a bit to make it smooth where the brush strokes had given it some lines, but it's already got a nice enough finish, so I didn't really spend a lot of time on this. So now we're going to paint the furniture. So while that black spray paint is drying, I want to talk a little bit about this stuff, latex primer. This is Kilz 2 latex. I'm not endorsed by Kilz at all. I like this, but you could use any primer, Rust-Oleum, Sherwin-Williams, anything. I would recommend getting some latex primer though, because, well, I didn't think it was necessary when I originally made props. I never used primer and found good enough success without it. But this seals the cardboard to make it tougher, and also it makes the surfaces very easy and nice to paint on, as you can see in this video. So definitely get yourself some latex primer. This is about $8 for this can, and look, I used it on all the surface area of the LMG, and look how much is left. Barely used any of it. So definitely get yourself some latex primer, whatever brand you can and however cheap you can. So now that that black spray paint dried, I have masked everything off with tape and paper. Now I know what you're thinking, that looks awful. And it does. Right now it looks terrible. I would never pass this off as a prop. But you have to remember, at this point, it's not meant to look good. It's meant to preserve the paint job so that you can paint effectively and efficiently. So I have masked off the furniture, and for those of you who don't know, the furniture and the gun just means the parts where you're holding it. Grip, grip, stop. That's all it means. Also masked off the ammo box because I'm painting that a different color, and I am going to mask this off right when I finish this video. Use more masking tape than you need. I can't tell you how many times I masked off a prop and said, oh, I'm just going to mask off this part, and spray can won't possibly reach over. And it did. Actually, one time a spray can malfunctioned and sprayed all over my prop silver paint, and I had to start all over. So really, mask off more than you need, because it's better to do that in the long run. Trust me. Also, I know masking tape can go fast, and no one, has a lot of money to just waste on masking tape. So tear some paper off if you need to for larger areas like this ammo box, and just mask it over. And again, it looks terrible, but hey, if it's keeping the paint out, that's all that matters. It'll look good in the end. So just trust me on that. So let's paint it gunmetal. Here you can see that I painted the silver parts, or gunmetal, and also weathered them down with some light dry brushing of some lighter silver. I also painted the ammo box green and weathered that down with some black paint. And I made the marking crop saw, which is the title for this prop. It stands for Combat Ready Operational Personnel Squad Automatic Weapon. Here you can see I've done the same weathering process and silver painting on the gun, as well as painting these cartridges, or crayons, to look like brass bullets. The final step of this build is to clear coat it. Please note that clear coat is a sealant, and as such, it will seal down any paint that you have painted so far and make a protective layer that is unpaintable over top of it. So if you have any changes you need to make before clear coating it, make those now and then clear coat it. Because if you try to paint it after, you will not be able to. Okay everyone, the crop saw machine gun is finished. A light machine gun of my own design. Hope you guys like the result. It definitely looks great in person. And just as a quick demonstration here, this is how you would reload it, since the belt box doesn't come off and the cocking handle doesn't pull back. If you're using it in a film, you would pretend to shoot it with fake recoil, then lift up the lid, push the bullets off, pull the ammo box down like this while moving it off screen like that to make it look like you're pulling off the box, then push it back up to make it look like you put a new one on. Pull the bullets back into the tray, bring the lid down, and pretend to pull the cocking handle back by making your hand flat when you move it backwards like this. And when you do that from the other side, it looks like this. Adding a sound to that will make it look like you're actually reloading the gun. So, hope you guys like this video. If you have any questions or comments about the build, post them in the box below. And please enjoy this short little demonstration video of me shooting it with special effects. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.